Hello and welcome to Boyko's class. This is going to be an interesting year to say the least, but I can guarantee you that I'm going to do my utmost to educate your child and keep them interested and itching to learn this year. I'm not your normal teacher, as your child will soon find out. My goal is not to prepare your child for the requirements of tests only, but I want to also teach them the skills they're going to need to succeed out there in the real world, not just my classroom. So this is the freshman leadership class, and I know you're wondering, what is this class about? Well, let me explain it like this. Think of it like a bridge. Over here you have middle school, where your child's coming from. A completely different world to where they're heading over here, which is high school. My goal in this class is to help this transition be smoother and better, and here's why. We look at the data. The data says that if a freshman gets above a 2.0 their freshman year, and this is just a C average, they have a 90% graduation rate in this county. That's great. But if they get a less than a 2.0, they have a 48% graduation rate. So that means if you get less than all C's, you've now made it a 50-50 chance that you're going to graduate. Freshman year is that important. This class was created to get that 2.0 rate higher. And I know their teachers in middle school have warned them, tried to prepare them. Hey, high school is hard. High school is harder. But it's not that it's harder in the category you think. It's not harder on content. Yeah, some of the ideas get a little harder to do, and maybe there's a little more homework and stuff. That's not why it's harder. It's harder because they get freedom. They're not walking single file to class anymore. They're not being followed to the bathroom all as a class. They get to go on their own. So they tend to start quarter one great, and then they get a taste of this freedom and factor in peer pressure, which doesn't help when you're in the hallway and the bell's about to ring and your friend says, don't worry about being late, it'll be okay. All the way up to even not going to class, which is skipping. All of these choices add up, and some of the freshmen are incapable of saving this freshman year by its end. Fourth quarter comes, and they're like, I gotta fix it, and they can't, and they are below that 2.0. Look, this year is going to be a challenge, and we haven't even started yet. So you're all going to need to be extra vigilant and focused. Alright, so first, the things you'll need for class, your supplies list. All I need them to have is a composition notebook. We'll be using this notebook almost every single day the entire year. Other than that, just something to write with. And I'm not going to be handing out supplies this year for reasons I'm sure you know. So you're going to want to make sure that your child has plenty of writing utensils each day. So some of the things we're going to focus on in this class, well, leadership. And leadership has so many different faces, so we're going to go into a bunch of different types of it. Then we'll spend some time on SEL learning, which is social emotional learning. This is where I try to get them to kind of start looking at themselves and who they really are as a person, identifying their strengths, but more importantly, identifying their weaknesses. If one can identify their weaknesses, they can control almost every aspect of their life, or get help for the things they can't control. Now I even throw in a unit of personal finance where we talk about debt and loans and interest, credit cards, and what can happen with those, and preparing for retirement, investing in the stock market, and hopefully they get to have a little competition in the stock market as well. We'll see. Then we go on to the ethics and morals. We're going to look at habits, good and bad, personal responsibility, what are their life goals, and even critical thinking and why it's an important component to success. They should probably just call this freshman success class. So I look forward to seeing all of you in the fall if that happens, and we're going to have a great year. And thanks. I look forward to seeing you guys.